So I'm making scarves. Some people were asking me to show it. So this is Rory's scarf. She wanted 3 colors. So I happen to have 3 colors at the store. And I used this big gigantic I don't even know what it's called. I made this big gigantic crochet noodle. No. Needle, big crochet needle. And I use the kids usually I used the nail clipper because I didn't have this, but now that we have after school, we have millions of this, and we use tiny one. The kids have the fruit juice bubble tea. I didn't want any bubble tea. Mine is like my addictions. Whenever somebody gave me this, isn't that nice? World's best boss. You know me, I was going to try to sell it, but I didn't. They said keep it. So anyway, I make mine with sugar cocoa because that's what I wanted. I gotta get I'm gonna be in a marathon making them this. Felix, her brother, wanted a different color. Her brother wanted these 2, 3 and 4, and they're next door doing coding. They said, Miss Esther, we'll do coding, and then you can get this done. So they're gonna, of course, Miss Sally is with them. So they're gonna be doing that. So what I usually do is actually I mix the colors. I usually take, ideally, if you can, take it from but as you can see, this is already tangled. Whoa, easy does it. Because they're like, oh, they're too excited. They're doing that. So ideally, you do it from the middle, because this way then you don't have this crazy tangle. It's already messed up tangle, except that, I'm not really good at this too. There's a backstory to this, and anything like backstory, you see? So this is better because then you take everything in the middle. Because if you start doing, there's 2 sides. If you start doing from the side, which sometimes I do because I can't find the center, then it goes all over the place. Then you'll see there's yarns that I'm crazy tangled with it. But so I'm gonna try to make it really fast while I will talk to you guys at the same time. And then let's see if I can make this. So you see, this is already tangled. So if you gently pull it, and voila. So backstory to it. Here's the things that she wanted. So I'm gonna make these 2 together and then make the blue one. And you'll see it comes out really pretty. I'll show you the kids' picture. See, sometimes they lead you. You see this? So, and I appreciate all the yarn company that does this. Oh, this is crochet. I'm not very good at knitting, but like I said, see, so much easier. And what I do, I put these 2 ends together. I let the kids choose, and what my thing is, they choose the colors that they want, and then and they have it, whether they like it or they don't like it, but it's theirs. We spent literally $400 or $500 on Michael. So I just made a loop and tie it. But I want to just do another thing because my kids run around like mad kids. I love all my kids. The good, the bad, and the very bad. Right, Felix? So here. Felix and Ori, are you having fun? So, and I usually tie it later on at the end, and I'll just clip it. But for now, I'll just leave it. So here, so I makes it orange and that. And I make it big because I don't know. And I personally, this is super soft. See, if you guys can, it's super soft. I usually let them choose the soft one. This is Felix, so I hope I don't. And then, and people said, oh, this is young. I hit my head with the scissors. People said, why don't you sell it? I said, it's got to be a line. No, this is a special thing that I made for my kids. I call them my kids. So see, I usually do it that way. So the backstory was, I was in Singapore. I went to school in Singapore, if some of you already know. Oh, you can buy our t-shirt, Kind Words, Kind Act. We sell at the store, 50th Columbia. But anyway, don't forget to subscribe, and share. The backstory is, I wanted to just doll that with a beautiful white outfit. My mother said no. Because she said, no, you have enough. I really wanted, because it was made from crochet. That was the backstory. She said no. So I'm grateful, I was 9, that I made my poison into medicine. So I made it. So I made a loop. If you've never done crochet before, it's super easy. You made a loop, and then I just take the loop from here, and I put this loop, the new one, into the old one. So you got one loop. So this lady taught me, this like teenage girl taught me, and then from then on, I'm hooked. Now I just make scarves. I'm not really good at making like clothes. I'm sure I will be if I take the time for it. But so it's one loop. I usually count to like 140 because I like my kids to have like long big scarf. They can cover their ears with it. They don't have to wear earmuff. They can make a scarf out of it. They can roll it and make it a blanket when they're sleeping in the car. They can do whatever they want to do. But that's how I usually do it. So I count to 1 and 2. See, this is the loop. And so I put this, I hook it, and I put that, 3, and I do this again. I just keep doing it until, you see, until I get the 40. So I got the loop, and then, of course, you guys can make comments with it. 7, 8. Sometimes when I'm talking and I forget. And I actually can, I'm so good at it, I can do it when I'm sleeping. Now I'm sleeping so that I can see. But see, I'm talking and I missed out. If you missed it, if you you screw it up, don't sweat it. Because life is organic. So you just pull it. If you pull it, I'll show you. If you pull it, actually you can get undone. You see, this is why I double knot it. Watch. Ta-da! So, of course, you don't want to do that because now we have to start over again. But what I'm saying is don't panic. So I make a loop. So how do you make a loop? First, I tie this knot, right? I make a loop. I just do it the way that I do it. I don't care how people does it. You know, I just do it the way I do it. And you know what? My kids love it. What do I care what other people think? There's a book. What other people think of you is none of your business. So none of your business. So here we go. See this? So I made a loop. How do you make a loop? I just go like this and circle it. And okay, maybe the handling is better. Maybe I should start with that. So I put this, my index finger, I wrap it around. My thumb and my middle finger hold it. Because if you set it up properly, then you can do, see? My thumb and it's like almost like doing chopstick left-handed. So my thumb and my middle, that's how you do chopstick. The next time I'll teach you guys how to do chopstick. Hold the thing the way that I hold it. Don't listen. You know, like some people, no, you can't do it that way. Well, you know, I don't care. I'm too old for this nonsense. Even if I'm not old, I would say the same thing anyway, because I beat on my own drum. That's why I don't have stress. Because if you start following other people's rules, you get stress. Anyway, so I hold it with my thumb and my middle finger. This holds my thread. So remember the first thing I told you, that I hold it. I make sure that this, together, and then I tie a knot to it. So just put the ending together. Try to kind of like sit in one place. Yeah, 5 minutes something is better than nothing, but just do your best. So then once I get that, pick your needles. I like the big one. I think we bought it at Michael, or I think we bought it at Michael. I think they're like $10 or $5. I don't remember. But I like the gigantic one because my kids like to put their fingers in it. They're like my little monster. So once I do this, I find my loop. So there. And if you can't hook it because you can't figure it out, make it like bigger, okay? But hold it. Remember what I told you? Hold this. This is your holder. And this is your new stuff. And these, so it's like 3 coordinations. One is this. So it doesn't go, see, if I don't hold it, it goes crazy. So then this one is my new stuff coming in. And this is my yarns that's making it. So it's if you have right-handed, left-handed. So now I'm going to make a loop. I'm holding this. You see this? I'm going to just put it inside. Because it's the first loop, I usually pull it. You know? I have to say, it is hard to do a video and showing you guys at the same time. But I always appreciate people that does the YouTube that do it super, super slow. I'm like, what is that? Okay? Now, second loop. This, I put second loop, I hook it, and then I put it inside. Okay, now we have 2, right? Remember I said I do it to 140? And sometimes if I do 140 and I feel like, you know what? I need more longer. Then I do more. Who cares? So now it's 2. Remember, I have to count to 140. Hopefully I don't miscount. And if you miscount, it's not a big deal. Behind me, by the way, it's where we make the bubble tea. So Felix likes the mango and the mango stars. And sometimes the sisters want the lychee. Sometimes Felix wants a lychee. I was teasing them. I said, oh, we have vampire blood. It's actually rose. I said, vampire blood with strawberry stars. And he's like, okay, I'm going to eat it. I'm going to have the vampire blood. Or I said, we have the witch's brew. It's actually honeydew. Honeydew with mango. So during the Halloween, I usually come up with all these crazy concoction. He said, witch's brew or vampire blood or whatever. You know, I make things up as I go along. That's the best thing. You make a kid, and you know what? The kids love it. I think this year, I might just make the whole place. We couldn't do it because we're just starting the store, but maybe next year we'll make this into all a haunted house. It'd be fun, you know. So this is 2 and 3. Remember, I count to 4. I'm 140. 6, 7. Sorry for the noises because they're having fun with me, Sally, doing coding. And this is 10. See, sometimes it opens up. Just don't panic. You put it back, okay? It was 8 actually, 9, 10. So 10. Now 14 times. So 11. And if you miscount, it's okay. So I'm counting in my head while I'm chatting away. So this is 15, 16, 17, 18. Oh, maybe I need a calculator. So this is 20. So it does stretch, right? But I just made all my kits 140. Sometimes I forget. So I just, as I go along, and so you pull this. So you see, this you kind of like crochet at the same time. So you pull that. So what did I say? 20, 21, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and that's 30. See? So cute, right? So getting ready for Easter. All right. What did I say? I think that's 20. All right, we're going for 30. 2, 3, 4, 5. And sometimes I used to do like this is because I'm pulling. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So, you know, like my daughter said, Mom, this is 30. Start taking order. I can't. I am too tired. I mean, it's just the time alone is like, oh my God, it's priceless. 5, 6, 7. So sometimes I stop right here and I just pull. And I just pull a lot because then I just don't have to go like constantly pulling, you know? And I put it in a bag. So, all right. I'm going to count it to 40 now. I don't know. I think I said 40. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yes, this is not just video but crochet. So here. So that's 40. So 41. So can you see? So I'm going to try to do it at 42, 43. I do it fast. I'll do it slow now. Here, you hold it like this. You put it in here, and then you just have to, the things about it, you just making a loop out of a loop out of a loop. That's it. This is 46, 47, 48, 40. I was telling, you know, when we were trying to do video, the tape, I said, can you help me slow it down? She said, no, just talk slow. Hey, I'm telling you. Can't win. Here we go. So that's 50. Here's 50. So now we have 90 more to go. 51, 52, 53, 54, 55. There. 8, 9, 10. This is my mom's wedding band. She passed away. My Chinese mom passed away. I didn't think some of you know that I am adopted. That's, was it 50? I will know when I get there. It's like pretty long. So this is, I think this is 60. Oh, see, I pull, oops. And now it gets undone. Like there's some people that are so stressed. I said, somebody's got to pull that string so they get undone. All right. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. 2, 3. Okay. 6, 7, 8, 9. The best way, to be honest with you, to deal with kids is you give them exit strategy and you give them choices, right? Do you want this? Do you want that? And they come up with like they're haggling with you. So I said, well, why don't you just think about it? Let me know. And sometimes like parents are time limited, right? So I usually tell them, think about it. You have 1 minute and then you can change your mind. So now when we're done with this length, see, I did a little bit longer for Rory just so that maybe she can use it for a pillow when she's traveling or use it for her blanket, whatever. I mean, it's not big enough for the blanket, but just a little bit. So after that, my thing is count to 3, right? So I use the 3 loops now. Now that becomes different. Before it was a single loop. I mean, I don't know if that's what it's called, but it's single. So now I'm going to take these. I'm going to count to 3 from here. Then now we're talking to something different. Now I'm going to put this in that circle and then loop it again. You see now I have 1, 2, and 3 loop. So then I'm going to take this loop. I go to 2. That remains me with 1, right? And I'll do it again. So say that's 1. So what you want to try to do is you want to make 3 into 1. So here we go. So I take a loop. I go to the next loop, right? I pull it. So now you see I have 1, 2, and 3. I drop 2. I have 2 left. And then I'm going to make that into single loop. So see, it looks like this. Then I'll do it again. So, and you don't have to skip, you don't have to do every single one if it's just too much. You can actually skip a loop, which is I do. So remember, drop 2 more so you can have a single loop. So now it becomes like that. And I do it again. So it's to be honest with you, people said, my daughter always said, when, Mom? In your spare time? I said, but you know what? This is very actually relaxing for me. A lot of creative people do many projects together, you know? See? Okay? Now my phone is like, charge your phone. All right, we'll charge it. But 2 loop, here's the loop, right? So I hold this. Remember, this is my 1. I have to hold this with this. And it's a lot of it has to do with coordinations, not anything else. So then once we're here, see, I find my little loop. So once I find a loop, I'll just hold my fingers to it. Okay? Don't panic. It's a lot of coordinations. So here, loop. Now I have this. Now there are a lot of people that's way, way better to crochet. I remember this friend of mine, her mom is like gorgeous knitter. And she makes this incredible stuff. I mean, really, I'm talking about nice stuff. So I always admire that. I just don't have the time. So I just do easy peasy scarf. Let the kids choose it. Choose the scarf and the yarns. And then they, see, 1 in. And remember, 2 loop. You don't have to do it. See, now look, you see? I messed up. Because this orange, I'm supposed to have. So if you messed up, it's okay. Just go back to the original loop, undo it. Sometimes it ties a knot and you just cut it and redo it, okay? And see, 2 single. So look, you don't have to do it my way, but this is my sample. This is Esther Yang sample of 2 and single. Some people do 3 and 2, 2 and 1. You decide. I don't follow pattern. The same way as I don't follow recipe. I don't follow the pattern. I don't follow the recipe. I just do my own thing. And this way, if you make a mistake, who cares? But you know what? You'll see. Rory would love this. So they are having fun doing coding. And they're playing with the Paw Patrol game and Batman. There's a lot of toys in our store. Because we want kids to just have fun. You know, everything is not about money. And I want kids to know that, hey, you can shop here and still like a place to go. And that's really what we want. And also because sometimes, honestly, I'm a parent. Sometimes we just need a break from life, from whatever, from more whatever. And, you know, it's just like sometimes we just need a chill place. And, you know, that's my humble opinion. Because I know with my daughter, we just go somewhere. She loves to read. So we would go to Barnes and Noble. See? Look. It's pretty, right? So it's going to be, it's not long enough, but it's going to look like that. I don't tell them what color they should choose because I think, my humble opinion, I think it's really good that kids choose certain things and feel good about it. So I usually said, well, and if they all choose crazy colors like black all the time, I said, well, do you want to put some color into that? I might give suggestions, but I let them do whatever they want, you know, and see. So I'll just keep, the whole thing is like, yeah, you made 140 loop. Just remember that you have to do 140 things. You know, 140 kind of like the double single. So there you go. And I'll just keep doing this. I'll do another row of this. And then I'll start adding her blue color because she wanted blue. This is what she wanted. I think this is a pretty blue. This is one of my favorite blue. This is like an aqua blue. This is like a cobalt blue. As you can tell, you'll see. It's going to be like messy because I just screw it up. And it'll be like tangled. Sometimes I'm just so fed up with it. I'll just cut it because I can't undo the tangle. The yarn did not go undone and the yarn just went unhitched. See? So now, remember, this is the new things that's coming. This is that holds it together. So you need to find that little loop first. See, I found this loop. I skip a loop and come back. You don't have to. And once in a while, you have to kind of stretch it out. So see? So you call all balance. So I'm going to, my pattern is I make 2 of these, 2 of the same one. Then I put this. And then I'll do the last one almost like as the trim to make it look prettier. And because every kid choose a different yarn, so sometimes when I'm like, you know, like sitting down, I pull a little more. Oh, it's a nightmare. You should see next time I'll do the video when with the cats. It's a complete nightmare. They'll be like biting it and they'll go crazy with it and they'll like completely nightmare with the cats because they think they're scissors. They'll cut it. So with this, you know, like my team always said, oh, you know, they'll mixed up. They won't get mixed up because they choose the color and the yarns. So every kid has a different color of yarn, and sometimes they choose blue. But I purposely make like I purposely choose different colors to get yarn. So if you're a yarn company, definitely give us some yarns. Okay, we have this color. So this is the thin one that we choose. So we want different color for this, but we also want this nice soft yarn. Okay, the fluffy one, because it's really nice and soft. So we want this color and also this color. So if you're listening, we're not for profit. Donate away. And I will make scarves. I'll make blankets for them. You know, because it's nice. It's really nice. My grandmother raised me, my Chinese grandmother. And I'm always with her all the time. And she's great. She was great. So see? You guys see? It's pretty, right? I love scarves. I just love scarves. I love pretty scarf. I don't like ugly scarf. Like, I don't like just black scarf. I like scarf that are unique. Because I figure, like, you know what? We only live once. Why not wear pretty stuff? I mean, I do this. Hey, do you guys want pizza?
I want to see the sunset.
Felix and Rory? Do you want some? Not what? Yes, Miss Esther.
Yes, Mrs.
Do you want pizza or you want something else? You want rice? You want Chinese? You want dumpling? What do you guys want? Well, Chinese, you can have noodles, you can have fried rice, you can have dumpling, you can have chicken with broccoli, or you can have pizza.
What's Chinese?
What?
What's Chinese?
What Chinese? I just told you. You can have noodles. You can have fried rice.
Like the long noodles?
Like the long noodles that we had for Chinese New Year. That I had a video of you go.
Like the ones that I had on my plate?
Like the one that you had on your plate.
Okay.
Do you want that instead of like pizza?
I want that.
Okay, what else do you want? Do you want a dumpling?
Only if it's chicken dumplings like that I eat from the lunchroom.
For the chicken dumpling that you eat from the lunchroom?
Is it that?
I can get you vegetable dumplings.
Okay.
You want that?
Yes, but I'm going to.
There you go. I usually ask them because they're over. We're gonna do karate class, and they're over, and I usually feed them because we actually keeping them until 4 o'clock. So I usually ask them what they want for lunch because do you really want people to just shove it in your mouth to eat? So I'm gonna order. Normally I would make it, but we don't really cook in the back of the kitchen. I would make the lom yan because that's easy peasy to make. So I would do that next time on our next thing. So you put this inside. Remember, you have to hook. That's what it's called, a hook, right? Remember, it goes two and single. So we usually just order in for the noodles. But if I'm home and if I already know, because she's a pretty picky eater, he is. But he eats a lot. He also likes to eat a lot. I remember when he was little, he used to put like a headphone because he would cry. He's so sensitive to noises. But now he's a pro now. See, sometimes I have to like make the loop bigger. He's a pro now. So he doesn't cry anymore. He's okay with sounds. As a matter of fact, I have to tell him to chill because sometimes he just like a mad kid. But like I said, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. I love all my kids. The good, the bad, and the very bad. And see, sometimes you see this? See, this is kind of like out of like ordinary. So you kind of like to straighten it out so it doesn't loop out of itself. And everything look. Unless that's your style. You want to make it like unique. So that's okay too. See? 3, 2, and 1. Okay. I might just order. So once you're done with this, like I said, I usually pull to give me so I don't have to keep fighting for it. And if you do it in the middle, you see, this is now only a little bit left. And then more of that. And making this. I would think my grandmother knit really beautiful. She would made the shoes, and she made blankets. I mean, just absolutely gorgeous. She just constantly knitting, and which is really nice. I just started doing this last year. No, I mean, I've been doing it since I was 9 from Singapore, but I started giving out kids' winter scarves before the pandemic. So now, the reason why I'm making Rory first, because I've never given, Rory just turned 3, and she goes to Shaolin school. It's a dual language. So if you're looking for school, that's a great school. And also, PS 110 in New York City is a fantastic school. That's a Florence Nightingale school. We're actually in that school. We do pick up at PS 42. They would love to have us in there, but they just don't have room. So we're in 184. It's a Shangwen school. It's at 3327 Cherry. And we're also in 110, which is Florence Nightingale School. And that's 285 Delancey. And here's the wacko part. The entrance on Cannon. So if you're going there and you go like, where is the front door? There's no front door. So it's a side door. So go on the entrance on Cannon, and it's the last door on the left. So don't even bother opening the first door. So whenever like we have people coming visit parents, we just tell them whatever, like, hey, Anton's on Canon, but go visit there. And remember, bring an ID because to be safe. So bring an ID when you go visit the school. You can also get a tour. The principals are awesome. The PS 110 is Miss Foyer, and PS 184 is Dr. K. His name is Dr. Kabanov. He's actually, I interview him for my podcast because he's so awesome. Here's, with all due respect, Dr. K. Here is a white guy in a dual language school, right? His 2 kids actually goes to the school, and they're great kids. So once I finished the end, right? Remember the first loop that we made? We're finished here. I just go to number 3. I mean, you don't have to. You can go 4, 5, whatever. This is my own pattern. So here you go. 1, 2, and 3. So here's the trick that I do, so it doesn't go crooked, right? Remember? So this is what I do. So once I made those 3, I make a hook. I skip. Here's the first one. I skip 1. I go to the next one. And then I follow the same rule. 2 loop, 1 loop. And I do the same thing. Now I just go, because now it's easier, you see? Because now you don't have to fight for that tiny loop. Now you just go into the square, you see? So I usually make 2 pattern, then I make the blue one. See? I'm just, because they were like saying, make sure you finish it before I go. I said, I will do my best. And I want them to go home with it. Because they're actually good kids. I mean, I made the scarf even for the bad kids, but I told Felix was very kind. Right, Felix? Because Felix already got his. I said, Felix, you were very kind because I already made this for you when you were a baby, right? When you were 4 at pre-K, remember? And then now I said, Felix, I have to make Rory first because I never made one. So this is why I'm making. So even my other kids are very kind because I told them I have to make the new kids first. See? The 2 loops. So I told them, when I'm done, I'll make you another one. So some of my kids actually have 3 scarves because they've been with me since they were 3 years old. And I started doing that before the pandemic. And I thought, oh, you know what? So we spent actually $500 at Michael's. So, but we're going to try to get free yarns. That's going to be our motto. This is the purpose of this video for Michael to feel bad at us or Amazon or somebody. Give us yarns because we need scarves. So it's going to be like this. I should make a choker with this. But this is really pretty. I think Rory made a good choice about this color. Well, maybe because I just love orange too. But so you see, now there's 2. I only do 2 patterns. So once I do that, then I add the blue one. And I'll show you how you can add the blue one. Okay. You can speed up the video. Like I said, I do it fast. Remember, I'm old as dinosaur, and I've been doing it since I was 9. So, the parents did ask me. As a matter of fact, thank you, Ashley. Ashley actually is the mother of Sonia and Maya, and they donated yarns. They didn't donate. They donated the needles. So I do have to teach Sonia because she keep asking me. She's my fashionista. She keep asking me. She goes to 110. See, this is what happened. Sometimes you do, and it gets tangled up, okay? So you have to kind of like untangle yourself. And then, there you go. She did ask me. She said, Miss Esther, when are you going to teach me? And she's my little fashionista. She is so fashionable. She wears the cutest outfit and the funniest. And, her parents just let her be, which is awesome. So I know she chooses. Sometimes she wear like this funky outfit that I love. I wear funky outfit. And she always compliments me. She said, Miss Esther, I love that color on you. She'll say something like that. She's very funny. So I'm at the end, right? Now I got to cut it because I need to change to this color. So what I do is I make 1 single loop. Sorry about the noise. And I told you I use these scissors. See? So now I just do that. So now you see, you guys, I have two. So that's my pattern, right? It's pretty, right? So what I do is I usually tie a knot here. So, you know, because in case Rory goes whatever, rough on her brother. Yeah, honey bunny.
Where's the long rice?
What? What'd you say?
Long rice. Long noodles.
Long noodles. I know. Did you say hello to Miss Janet?
Hey, Felix.
So this is, you see, I'm already tangled. So I am going to, you see, I'm going to try to find the end. And then I'm going to get.
Give me the long noodles.
Well, honey, how many hands do I have? 25?
2.
2, exactly. You got to wait. Are you sure I have only 2 hands? So here's the one you want. Here's the other one. So what I do is I make a knot. This is how I do it. Some people do it differently, but I make 1 knot. I make a 2nd knot. So now I have 2 knots. I sometimes make it 3 knots just to be on safe. Now this extra one, you see, I cut it. So now I have this. All right, and then now with this, I act as if that this is my yarn. So I go in here, and then I make my loop. So remember my number 3? 1 loop, 2 loop, 3 loop. There you go. I got my 3 loop. Then I go to the next one. Remember, you always have to save the first one. So you go to the next one. And then, I remember, I do 2 and 1. And then I do the same thing. So there's a loop. And then I go in. I take it out. You see there's 2, 1, 2, 3. I do 2 over there. And 1. Are you learning this? Next time I'll bring you the yarns and you can learn it too. Okay? Because then you can make your own scarf. Then you can make everybody's scarves for their gifts, for their birthday. So once you do this, you see how it's crooked? So I usually try to make it even. That's what the collar's going to look like. And then I usually trim it. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. And when you have kids, right, it's all over the place. Well, I think so anyway. It's always like, they all have their own opinions, you know? So, again, here's inside the loop. Pull it out. Take the loop out so you have 1, 2, 3. All it's about is like hooking the loop, you know. Think about it as like attracting friends. You get the loop and add and more. So, my daughter always said, when you have time, you know what? You make time. But this doesn't stress me out. This actually calms me. So I used to do this when I'm making a movie. I mean, I'm not making a movie. I want to make a movie. I don't have time to make a movie. So one of these days, I'll be an executive producer and have my SAG union and go to the Oscar and vote for something. So I think creative people always have so many projects, you know, because they can't sit still. I don't think that I'm as creative as all of you, but I think creative people do a lot of projects, and they just do a lot, you know. So I don't mind doing this because I love my kids. I think if you do it from love, from your heart, it makes it easier, right? So, you know, I think anyway. You guys want to see where we are? 1 and 2. Oh, she has a long scarf. I'm like, I probably counted wrong when I'm talking to you guys, when I'm making the video, but it's okay. She loves it. One thing that I'm happy to say about my students, they're just happy. You know, they're just grateful. I mean, some of the kids are not grateful, but I think they're just happy. Like Felix was a little bit disappointed and said, I thought you said you're gonna get it. You were gonna get it. I said, I'm trying. I think if I can get it done today before the store ends, I'll drop them off. You know, because or they can come visit me tomorrow. They don't live that far away from here. They live like 10 minutes away, walking distance. And they have great parents. Well, all my kids have great parents, whether they're divorced or separated. I always tell them, I said, look, Miss Grace, which is my daughter, they all met her. Her parents, me, and my ex-husband. I don't say bad things about my ex-husband to them. I would like to, but I don't. I said, look, the good news, because like sometimes my kids said, Miss Esther, trust me, they tell me first before they tell their parents, my parents are getting to a divorce. And of course, they always broadcast it, like as if like it's great, great big news. So I always tell them, I said, look, and they sometimes, some of them get very upset. I said, the good news about your parents getting divorced or whatever, that's an adult problem. You have 2 houses. You have, see, done. What do you do when it's done? Don't live your life at the seam of your pants. This is what happened. So what I do is I undo it. So I have a little bit breathing space, okay? And then when this happened, don't leave it like this. To try to make it like loose like this. So, you don't get stranded or things like that. Then you try to find the ending to this nightmare. It's got to be here somewhere. And if you can't find it, sometimes I just snip it and create my own ending. So this is your life. You create your own misery or not. Don't volunteer to be a victim. You see, I found it. So, and then from the other one, right? So then I tie a knot. You guys don't have to tie a knot. Just cross it. I usually do it 3 times, just to be safe measure. So that's 1. I make a whole loop again. 2, 1 more. So when you tie a knot, it's like nothing happens. And then once you see these other things, I'm looking for my scissors. You just snip it. And voila. So try to put all your little things in a corner so then you don't go crazy. Remember I said make the big loophole? Now you can pull it like nothing happened. So it just continued. See? I'll show you when, see, this is the ending. As it doesn't have the blue. 1 more. Usually when I go to the ending, so I have to make this. So I usually make 3. Because 3 I can remember. More than 3 I can't remember. That's 2 of the, so 2 of the 2 going in the same circle. You see, that's 1 and 2. So I usually make 3. So the ending, I make 3. See, if you look at it, 1, 2, 3. That's all I know in Spanish, but I don't know that many. So that's 3. So then what I do is, now you're going to come this other square. I also do 3 in here. So that's 1 and 2. And last one is 3. And so, I just straighten that. So now, see? So now it comes to this corner, right? And then in here, if I feel that the yarn's still tight, I'll make another one. But this seems to be okay. So here, then I go to the next square. You see this square already, the ending I do 3. But this square has this. So, there you go. If you guys want to give me money, I will make you scarf and the color of your choice. But it's got to be worth it, okay? Because I'm not making it. I mean, this is, see? This is the previous one. Do you guys remember? So I'm going to show you what I do. So I make it this so I can try to leave everything here, like next to you. Like don't move around because then you start losing it. And my friend, it gave me this platform 9 3/4. I just love it for the hot quartz. I know. What did I tell you? Creative people. This is the orange spice pumpkin. I do like Harry Potter. Like I still also have my hot cocoa. That is now no longer hot. Now it becomes cold cocoa. Schizophrenic. Hot, cold, tea. Whatever works to make things happen. You just don't self-medicate. I don't believe it. I never drink alcohol. I never drink alcohol. I normally don't drink hot chocolate either. I drink it only in the store when I just need a picker-upper. I usually drink this. At home, I I used to drink just water and no juice either. But at home, I drink, there's the Indonesian tea called chapoto. I love that. I just love that. So I drink that, or I drink the green tea. Just typical. See, there's a jasmine green tea. But this one is the orange spice. I put everything close by. But be careful when you close by. I don't put this in the house close by like this because you don't have crazy cats. They'll be, I meant to show you this. So usually when this happens, because I've made scarves and it unravels, so I usually just hook it into the blue one. So I put in the blue one, then I have this, and then I tie it. That's why I said don't cut it too small because when you're done, see, I tie it. I just made a loop, and then I usually tie it in threes because I just remember three. I'm not very good with patterns. I'm not very good with recipe. That's why my cookbook has 5 ingredients under 20 minutes. So this. So now I can snip it because I already put it. And usually, see this little nip. So you don't have to clean twice. I put it to the corner. So this is why I have all my little whatever in there. Now, remember I taught you guys that you want to make it straight. So I already made the loop here. And you want to make this, when you're finishing, always try to make it this big. Because it's easier. Everything that you need to do it easier for you. Like my team, to be honest with you, I love my team. They're like my second family. You don't want to be surrounded with people that you don't like. I don't think it's work. Even with my kids when I have to teach karate before. So here, I mean, like I said, I think Rory got this piece longer is because I miscounted while I was yapping away. Okay, so here's my, normally like the bigger kids, I usually have 2 steps, but I think Rory is a baby. I think she just only 3 going to 4. So that's what I did. So we have 3 school. We have PS 110 for Florence Triangle. We have PS 184. We actually don't do it for the money. We do it, first we have to research a school. Okay? Then the second thing that we do, we have to like the leader. You don't like the principal, run. Not worth it. Some of the principal, we kind of like put up with them. Okay? But not the one that we currently have. Some of them, like, then we decided that, you know what, not worth it. Because parents are complaining, but we have to have the same value as the parents. They feel that we have an incident, just to be honest with you, we have an incident where this kid went to the bathroom like 6 times by accident, right? And we told the parents, like, okay, could be the diet, whatever. She got upset because she felt that we were not being mindful. But we did ask for an extra clothes. We actually had to run to the principal. We didn't have any more extra clothes. And then she complained to us with the PTA. She complained to us with everybody. But I just feel like you have to take some responsibility of the way that your child eats. It could be like a stomach virus or whatever. We're a health and wellness company. And I think you need to be mindful. And we have so many incidents that you could have the whole book. We have a child that takes medications and then all of a sudden medication ran out. They forgot to tell us. Okay, don't you think that it's kind of nice to us be a partner to whatever it is that you're going through? We're not judging, but you have to be a partner and say, hey, Miss Esther, I'm really sorry, I didn't have time for breakfast, so he drank a little bit too much orange juice or something, But we always ask for the little kids if we can have an extra set of clothes. just in case, right? But other than that, 90%, no way, that's not true. 100% of the parents that we have right now, we love. We're on the same page. We give them like everything about us. We tell them about the value that we're in. We're in this together. We're in it for the long haul. We hope, like Rory, for example, she's 3. I have her brother, as you know. I have her brother, and her brother was with us like since he was 4, and he was from one school and moved to the other school. And people ask me, I'm going to just take on a detour for a second. People ask me which school is better because I have 110, 184, 42. I said, don't listen to me. You need to think about your family personality, not your personality, your family personality. That includes your husbands and your kids. Would they get along with the school that you chose? Whether it's 110, 184, 42, whatever it is. If you don't get along with the principal has their own sense of selves. They want a certain way, and they built the template a certain way. That's why there's certain school that we want. We it's not worth it. We don't want to be in it because they are not nice. So we just like, no, that's okay. You keep it. We don't want it because we don't think of this as work. My team, I train my team that we raise these kids better than we were raised. Some of you know my background, so better than we were raised. And my background is not that pretty. I just make it easy, but it's really not that pretty. Because I was adopted and this and that, but my adopted parents were great, better than my parents. I think we need to take back and think about it. So when you choose school, like, don't embarrass me. Don't go to 184 or 110 and say, like, well, Miss Esther said this. You better follow the rules, okay? Because they have 2 different personality of the school, and the teachers are all different. So you see? No, I'm talking and I messed up. So don't panic, right? Hold on to this and go to things. Like anything in life, don't panic. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. So back of choosing school, okay? My team and I know that we're in it for the long haul. We want our kids to get a full ride, whatever that is. Columbia University, Harvard, Ivy League, whatever it is. My nephew is graduating this May from Harvard. We're also proud of him. My niece went to Drexel and then went to Cornell. I'm so proud of her too. She has 2 gorgeous kids. I love her husband. Just good people. So you need to we're in it for the long haul. I want all my kids to go to great school for free. But I also know the education is important, right? So again, because we're in District 1 in New York City, which is Lower East Side and Chinatown, and really Title I school where the poorest of the poorest. But like when parents ask me which school should we go, I always tell them, again, I remind them, you need to choose the school that will fit not your personality, but your family personality. Please do us a favor. Don't start fighting with the principal. Don't start fighting with the teachers, because it's not worth it. And you need to think elementary school, right? 110 doesn't have 3K, but 184 does. And 184 has middle school. So you're think about Rory, right? So it's 3 years old, 3K, all the way to 8th grade. So what is that? I hope I can count. So 8 years. Am I right? Yeah, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it's like, like 8 years you're going to be stuck in that school. Yeah, I need a calculator to count. How many years would Rory be in PS 184? Providing that she's in that school. Okay? So that's 8 years. Do you really want to be in a school for 8 years and you don't like the teachers or the principal? No, you don't want to do that. You don't want to start fighting over that. And here's another thing. This is my humble opinion. Once you decide to the school, go help the teachers. Okay? Don't be so wacko. Okay? Try to bring the kids on time. The kids are not on time, like my kids are not on time, I will have conversations with them. I said, why do your parents have to start yelling at you to go to school on time? That's common sense. So I tell them, I'm honest with them. I set my clothes a week before. So whatever I'm wearing, of course today is this, right? I'm wearing, but usually I have like funky outfit, and the kids know it too. I get my clothes ready. I get my daughter clothes ready, and before the school starts, so it becomes like a non-issue. So you're not fighting over like, it's constant, And I get like, my daughter knows, I don't, you guys know, I don't eat breakfast. It's like, I just don't eat breakfast. I usually just eat lunch. But my daughter likes to eat breakfast. Sometimes. Sometimes she just become like me. And I told her, don't listen to me. I just prefer this. I don't want to let food. The reason why I don't eat breakfast, to be honest with you, it's not because I don't think breakfast food is good or not good. No judgment. It's because I don't want to have food control my body. I don't want to get up and start thinking, I got to eat. I don't want that. I want to be able to get up and go without having food or coffee or whatever is control me. That's really why I don't eat breakfast. I just want to get up, take a shower, feed the cats, drink my tea, do my yoga. Oh. So we have a little teeny problem. I don't have any more blue. So we have this much left. So when this happens, again, I don't like to be at the seam of my pants, right? I let it go. And so what I'll do, then I'll just finish up because I don't have any more blue. So remember, you have to do this to protect yourself so that you just have a little bit space. So what I'll do is then I'll just, this is hers, original, right? You have to put the end and the end because now you're doing 2 yarns at the same time. See? So I do with the blue. I tie a knot. Because if it's only just a little bit, then it becomes like my little mini pattern. She doesn't care. To be honest with you, Rory is such a great kid. She just loves, she's a little bit rough. She's like me when I was little. Like, I have 8 brothers. It's just like, whack. So, and Felix was like, Miss Esther! She just hit me. I said, all right, I'm sorry. So, but Rory can be rough. But she's a good kid. All my kids are good.